vegetarian and don't like gelatin. So yeah, gelatin needs to soften first. So I'm going to get a bowl of water, and then I'm going to put the leaves of gelatin in. Same if you have like powdered gelatin, it has to bloom first before you can actually like use it in the future ingredients. Because today I'm working with cream and yogurt and stuff like that, and I don't know, I don't think I've ever seen anyone do it or try it myself. Maybe I should at some point, to soften the gelatin in dairy, in milk for example. But today shall not be the day for more experiments. My brain needs more more capacity for experiments than it currently has with these temperatures outside. So I'm going to get a quick bowl of water and we're going to get started. Does that sound good? Water bowl. I like these, look. The little things that can fascinate me. So I'm using these sheets of gelatin because in my experience it just, I don't know, I've had better experiences with them. They work more consistently well. So I'm going to continue using these. The thing is, you can't, they feel so brittle. Ah! They feel so brittle, but you can't really like break them. They're getting more bendy. See, it's like, you can do this, obviously. It's a bit like glass or plastic. And I'm going to now dunk that in here so it can soak. You can also just use scissors. I've said in the last stream how much I adore using scissors when cooking, not just for cutting paper or cutting packaging or whatever, but to actually cut ingredients. If you haven't tried it, you definitely should, because it's amazing. Hey, Zylander! Oh my god, thank you so much for the 13 months! More than a year. That is so cool. Thanks for the sub, and you need to get ready for a job. A new job? Something else happening? Or same old, same old? In any case, thank you for stopping by. So yeah, as I said, designated scissors for anything edible is just perfect. Especially if you do something like this, because bending sucks and you can just nicely cut it. And there's a lot of scissors that you can just like dump into the dishwasher. So what's the difference between this? It's sticky. Between this and two knives. It would be much more difficult with like two knives to like... That wouldn't work, obviously. Same old, same old. Well, sometimes same old is nice. Are you having a good time with the job, or still a bit like so-so? The thing is though, the gelatin, it's already getting soft. Wait, I'm going to mix this around so I can show you one of the ones that are already soft. Look at this. Things that fascinate Ori. I'm not going to mix it with the water because I don't want water in my yogurt mousse. Instead, I have a little bit of milk reserved for just this job. I'm going to let this soften up some more, then I'm going to fish it out, press it out, which is a very weird and funny feeling, and then I'm going to put it into lukewarm to hot milk. And I'm not going to use the stove for that. It's currently not visible. I'm going to use the microwave because microwave is the most contained heat that I currently have in my kitchen, and it's worth its weight in gold if the weather outside is like this. Seriously. People can deny global warming all they want, but as long as the weather is like this, I think it's pretty pointless. Yeah, lifting tons of stuff per shift in a hot hall. Ooh, that sounds like fun. I mean, office work is also not the best thing, but in this heat, I can totally imagine that like manual labor must be really, really difficult. I mean, just standing here is like at times. Mixel, hello, how are you? Or do you prefer being called DJ? DJ was the name of the first dog in my family, like as long as I was alive. And I loved him to bits. Miss him a lot. So this is going to go to the side, and I'm going to get the milk and going to put it in a different bowl. There's a lot of bowl usage today, and going to make that hot. Could also just put it in the sun, but that might take a bit too long for today's time frame, so we're not going to do that. The microwave it is. I wish I could just do it in this bowl, but it's a bit too small, I think. In comparison. That's not going to work. No. This is not going to work. I realized I need some more black bowls, because whenever I'm working with white ingredients, it's just not fun to look at. Like white on white is the most boring shit in existence. There's actually a joke in Germany about a part of Germany that they're a bit like slow and a bit dumb, and it said that their like coat of arms is a white eagle on white background. That's pretty much what I'm doing here, white on white. There's so many variants on your nickname. Well, I completely understand that. Like some nicknames are so tricky for me to like figure out how to say them. Like when it's just like 4 English words attached to each other, I never know if I should use like one of them or the whole thing, or if it's like a name that looks like it's in a language that I have no idea about. It's like, hello, thank you for the follow. That sounds like a plan, Salander. Shaving, food, and you're going to survive the day. No praying required, I'm very sure. What are you going to have for food? I think I'm going to stick with DJ. I like DJ. I miss DJ. He was a Labrador Greyhound mix, blonde, and the cuddliest, cutest thing in existence. Not as cute as QB, but very, very nice. Microwave for the win. Hello, Mr. Stetter.
How is the cooking going?
The cooking is currently
What is this? The gelatina.
Yeah, achter. I'll show you.
Proč máš želatinu?
Huh?
Proč?
Proč? Because I'm making mousse. And mousse needs some sort of thickening agent.
I'm going to do the phasmophobia.
You just made me very blue for a second.
I think I'll go with the Jogo.
I've been out with him for a bit, but you can, of course. Yeah, it works. Leftovers is always a good recipe. Can be a recipe for disaster, but usually it's a good recipe. Never touch hot liquids that come straight out of the microwave. Might look like it's the same as before, but it's not. So don't do it. You will regret it. Look at it. This will now go in here. And I'm just going to use a fork. My Senka! Long time no seen. Hi! How are you? You gotta work. You have a lunch break in an hour is awesome, because I will very likely still be here. And I would love if you would come by again. Obviously. Always nice to have you here. Zyrex, good morning. Good morning. See? And it's all gone. Fascinating, isn't it? Ha 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 ha. Food science. marbles.
You said marbles in British.
Marbles.
Marbles?
It's a very British way to say marbles, I guess. Marbles. Now I can't unhear it. Thank you very much.
Can I leave the door open?
You can.
For your...
Yeah, airflow is nice. Airflow is always good. So, this milk, before it sets, we're going to put now into the yogurt. Because if it sets now, then we have milk jelly, which is delicious. You can put it in tea and coffee and it's fun. Not what we want though. Oh, Zyrex. Yeah, the timing, I can understand that the timing is not always working 100%. But I'm going to stream tomorrow. Also probably going to stream from 11 to pretty much open-ended. Because I want to make Saturdays, I'm going to call it Saturday Play Day. I'm going to stream Cult of the Lamb tomorrow. Yogurt, yogurt, yogurt. Do, 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 do. Oh, my Cinco. That's sad to hear. Well, then all the more reason to come by later, so you can have some good time, chill time, etc. No people in the hot pot are allowed to be in a bad place. I'm going to make it all better. Good. So we need 300 grams of yogurt. This is the yogurt I'm using, which I'm like kind of like tempted. This is the same kind of yogurt that you would use to make tzatziki. Is that how you say it in English? And it is cream yogurt, so it's a pretty high percentage of fat, which is very good, which is very delicious. And it's much more creamy than a normal yogurt would ever be. So, roughly 300 grams. Is it visible? Oh my god, my camera doesn't show this at all. That's kind of funny. Interesting. Zyrex, no plans to stream on Thursday at the moment. Currently, my plan for the near future is to stream 3 times a week. Cooking lunch, talking about games, hanging out with you, eating yogurt. And then making Saturday like a gaming stream. I'm going to hear from you, hopefully, what you think about that. And if you like it or not. And I'm having a really good time so far. So, the sugar goes in there. Here's the thing. You don't need to add any sugar. I don't know how much you like sweetness. I don't know if you are diabetic, whatever. You can also use erythrit, stevia, xylitol, whatever. There are so many. I'm going to use some sugar today. And because I have some people in this family that want that. Yeah, Zyrex, for now I have actually only one stream planned in terms of gaming, but a long one. So instead of having like 3 2-hour streams per week, I plan to do like one long one, so I don't have to disrupt the gameplay so much. And to have like longer time to hang out with you. Also gives me more time to finally work again on my videos. Yeah. Tastes good. I'm going to let the milk cool a bit more. And meanwhile, I'm going to get the big bowl to make the whipped cream. Because for mousse, to get it really airy and fun, you need whipped cream. But as I mentioned, like currently this stream schedule, difficult word, is like a work in progress. So I'm just trying things out, seeing what works with my schedule, seeing what you enjoy, getting back into it, and yeah. So far, I'm having a blast. We're playing with the big balls now. Look at this big boy. Cream, 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 cream. I don't know why I'm singing so much today. I'm in a good mood, I think. Working nicely. Cream, not to be confused with milk. Cream, cream, cream. Yeah, exactly. Tomorrow, a long stream. Muhaha. Cream, not to be confused with milk, because then we would have a very different result. You could whip cream for a long time before anything would change. My favorite tool in the whole world of kitchen tools, silicone spoons. I prefer the actual spoons even more, but all of those have been in use and are currently in the dishwasher. So this one it is. There are currently no ROM hacks planned because there are so many games that I'm actually like really looking forward to. As I said, like Cult of the Lamb. It's just the right mixture of crazy and cute and fun for me. So that's the plan for tomorrow. And yeah, I hope it's going to be fun. I hope it's not going to go as greatly as badly as as the time we played the demo, where we didn't know that dying meant okay, and now you do the whole thing again. That was a bit unfortunate. But I mean, the Pokemon games are coming up in November, so that's definitely going to happen. I really enjoyed what's been shown so far. I mean, the crystals terrestrialize is a bit weird, but I'm willing to be convinced. The bike legendaries are kind of fun. Like, the fact that you get them so early makes them much more interesting for me, because I always find it weird when the legendaries only appear like all the way up at the end of a game, where it's like, okay, I catch you, but I'm not going to use you. And I would die for Fido. I think that's a rather common situation. In case you haven't seen the Pokemon Presents or anything in the Pokemon Bubble, that is a dog made out of yeast dough, which kind of works perfectly for who I am, what I am. And I think if I would be a Pokemon trainer, I would probably have one of those. Or 20. I've seen a couple people do like alternative versions of this Pokemon with like pretzel version or cinnabon version, stuff like that. I would have all of them. Muhahaha. Do 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 do. Muhahaha. Interesting. I don't know, like these machines, like the electric mixers, they always make me feel a bit like I'm holding like some space gun. It's like only a bit weird. And Ferrari-Man, it's really cool to hear that you're going to be around. Always great to have a mod with me. I need to set up better. Currently there's too much small stuff lying around. So I'm trying to stay away from the microphone a bit, so you're not getting some weird Skrillex music again. Cyrex, have a nice rest of the workday and see you later, hopefully, or tomorrow. Also, you all have the job. If I ever am too loud with my tools, you tell me, right? I'm trying to stay away from the sides, so it's not going to go too loud and too annoying. In case it is too much, I can always turn off the microphone I'll make it less loud. Thanks, Wilson. Good to hear. I'm currently just hearing the bass from the music. No actual melody or anything, just making so much whipped cream is always a bit excessive. Always seems a bit decadent. But it makes a couple portions, so it's not just for one person. So if you're making whipped cream, it's rather simple. Like, it might seem daunting, but it's basically, you start on the lowest speed setting and you just go. And once you start seeing that it's like getting a bit thicker, which I currently am, like it's no longer a liquid, it seems like there's like a, see this? Like the ripples are staying behind. So now I'm going to set it up one higher and I'm going to turn down my microphone a bit. My arm doesn't like this at all. Nevika, hello! My camera has a couple issues with the light. Now it's light, dark, bright, dark. That's the downside of streaming versus making videos. I can't cut the boring parts out. And I can't even properly like talk with you because I have to talk over this madness. But now you can see how it's getting even more like puddingy, yogurty. Two hands required. And now we're going to go to the final level. I feel like I'm getting cream everywhere. can finally hear the music again. I can hear the birds singing. This is probably the least interesting and most annoying part of this whole recipe. So it's over now. It's cream now. The only thing you really need to be careful when making like whipped cream is that you don't go too far and end up with butter. I mean, butter is awesome, but it's not really what we need today. So whipped cream done. And now we have like 1, 2, 3 different types of white dairy, which we're now going to mix together. I think I'm going to go this, which is by now cooled down. That's the gelatin mixed with milk. This is now going to go into the yogurt. So I'm going to put that aside. Yogurt with sugar goes here. And now I'm slowly mixing that in. Even if the gelatin has cooled down quite a bit by now, you should never shock it. Like, you should not put warm or even hot gelatin, even less, into a cold ingredient. That will never work. Again, it could only... If it would be especially bad, it would result in like streaks of jelly through an otherwise like not jellified ingredient. But now we reach a point where I can just like pour the rest in. So I still haven't figured out yet what best to do when there are moments like this when I need to whip some stuff. Maybe I should just like start having, ugh, this looks a bit weird when it's jellified. Maybe I should just start having like a specific type of music playing, and I'm just going to turn off my microphone so you don't hear the madness. So, go away spoon, we just need the silicone. As I said, there's a lot of bowls today. I'm first going to mix this, which is now yogurt, gelatin, milk, and sugar. You could just like put this in the fridge and it would end up being like similar to, I would say, like panna cotta, like a more solidified dairy product that you can then top with whatever. This earplug doesn't want to cooperate. It gets put in timeout. And now we're going to put the whipped cream in here. It's a funny consistency. It's most like a tapioca. Where was that? Oh my god, do you know the movie Mitchell and versus the Machines? There's this one scene where it says deregulate tapioca. Just to go on a little tangent. And then, this is important, not like really stirring it in. Instead you're going really slow and you just want to fold it in. Because if you stir, then the whole mixing and whipping of the cream would have been completely for nothing. And that would be kind of a waste. You want to keep the air inside, so it actually turns into a mousse. And not just into creamy yogurt with gelatin and sugar. That is not the point. Look at it, it's so fluffy. It's interesting. Whipped cream is... I've heard a lot of people say that they never want to make whipped cream because they're afraid that they will fail. Hello, Dogo! But honestly, the only thing that can go wrong with whipped cream is really that you over whip it and it turns into butter. How warm is it outside?
Fucking warm!
I thought so. It's not that fun.
Not heh.
Not heh heh.
We are adults.
Yeah, definitely. Adults say not heh. Yep, the QB is over there. He's not very interested today because there's no meat. But maybe I'll give him this ball to lick. Just maybe. And maybe he will then be interested again in what's going on. Whipping egg whites is so much worse. It's so much worse than like just cream. Because with egg whites, if there is just like a tiny little drop of yolk in there, the whole batch is ruined. Or if you have some oil in the bowl or on the, how do you call those? Whisks? Then it's all done. And I really couldn't have picked a smaller bowl. This is very, very much cutting it close. Haha, almost everything out. I think I'll actually use this big bowl for the fruit salad. So, sorry Hundo, nothing for you. Whenever I make whipped cream, it always reminds me of when I'm flying somewhere and you see those clouds, those really soft ones that look like you can lie on them. So, looks nice, doesn't it? So soft and fluffy. Yum. And if you do this without the gelatin, it's also awesome. It's one of my favorite things to just like have as a dessert. Hello, Kubo. With strawberries, for example. Whipped cream mixed with yogurt. And then just dipping strawberries in. No sugar, no chocolate, no anything required. Just that. See, it even holds. That's awesome, isn't it? Hello. And it's a very, very, very cheap and easy dessert. Like, I've had this thing on my to-do list for forever. It's a recipe for a dessert that needs like, I think it's like 21 ingredients or so. And who's got the time or money for that? I mean, I do know that there are some people that spend money on ridiculous stuff. Have you heard of this Diablo Immortal player that spent like $100,000 on the game and now he can't find an opponent? I think that's kind of karma, isn't it? So there's not really a trick to make gelatin set faster. The only thing you can do really is either put it in a bowl surrounded with ice, or you can do this, which is chill your bowls before putting stuff in. So there's like cold surroundings for the ingredients that go in, and it's much more likely that this will set faster. I was thinking of like doing some stream magic and doing this like last night so I can have one now or like later to show you, but I said no, we're going to risk this. What would be life without some risk? We're going to see how much it sets. This is already like moussey, so I'm happy nonetheless, no matter what happens. Buffs, BFLM Buffs. Hello to you too, how are you? There are people that spend thousands of dollars into Star Citizen. Yeah, I mean, some people, like those whales, I must admit that I don't understand that mindset. Like, I just don't. It's something so foreign to me. I'm one of those weirdos that even plays like free-to-play games without ever spending a cent. Not that I'm like too penny pinching or something like that. I almost take it like as an extra challenge. I want to see how far I can go without spending money. Sometimes that works nicely, sometimes it doesn't. But it's interesting. There was a report recently about like mobile gaming in general, and that this year, or like this the first half of 2022 was one of the first ones where the revenue earned by mobile games actually went down. And isn't that an interesting detail? Like, it was one of those rising things that never stopped, and now it's actually kind of like chilling out a bit. Might be a reason why Blizzard also canned their World of Warcraft spin-off. I mean, not the Arclight. Oh god, how it's called? Arclight Rumble. That one is, I guess, still in development. There was supposedly MMO in development at the Chinese company. God, how are they called? They have this weird. They have this weird name that sounds like an insurance company. NetEase. They were working on a World of Warcraft spin-off MMO for mobile, and now it stopped. They stopped working on it, supposedly over financial issues. So who knows? I must say I'm much more interested in the Riot MMO. Yesterday there was the first episode of this docu-series about Arcane. And it just made me like, okay, please give me this MMO. Like, I want to see what you're working on. DC Universe Online. Yeah, true. Like, there are some games that you can completely, rule by being a free-to-play player. But there are games where that's not possible, purposefully. So... done. Not with the stream, just with this part of the stream. Kachinka, hello! How are you and how are your cats? Speaking of animals, this is now going to my dog. And he's going to love me forever. Kiwi! So obviously, you could also separate this into like 4 portions or 6 portions or something. But this is actually my main food for today. So, screw that. True. The Indonesia blocked a lot of programs. Steam, Nintendo, Epic Games, Blizzard, Origin. It's kind of crazy, isn't it? Like when a country just decides, nope, you're no longer allowed to have fun. At least not this kind of fun. There's a lot of issues with like living in a lot of countries. Germany has its issues. America has its issues. I think every country has its issues. But we still have it pretty good, I would say, in comparison to some places on this lovely planet. You came back from your mom's place and the cats are really happy. That's the most important part. I'm going to now put this back into the fridge so it can set. You need to spend at least 45 euros to buy a starter pack and a starter ship. Like, is it... I must say that Star Citizen is on the, like, border of my game interest sphere, I would say. So, is it a free-to-play game? Or is it, like, do you need to... Is it buy-to-play? So you need to buy this and then you have the game? How does it work? Because for buy-to-play game, like 45 is what it is. Good. First part is done. The yogurt mousse is in the fridge. Success! And I'm only mildly warmed up. So why not now do the next step, which is actually not the fruit salad, but instead I decided that I want some crunch. I love the combination of creamy, fruity and crunchy. And because I am me and I can't have easy things, instead of just buying some crunchy cereal or muesli or crumbling some cookies, I'm going to make oat crunch, which is very simple and thankfully doesn't require much liquid, so there will not be a lot of steam coming from the pan. Success! You were at Zemska Brana, a protected landscape near the Polish border. Oh, that sounds cool. Feel free to put a photo or two on our Discord. I would love to see that. Or send me one on Instagram. Also always welcome. One day I'm going to make this fall. And then I'm going to be very, very sad. But today is not today. I count that as an absolute win. Should have put the hand mixer away before getting the stove top plate thing. Ta-da! Good. Doesn't matter where you put stuff. It really doesn't in this household. Even when there's a door in front of the shelf where you put stuff, there will be at least one dog hair on it. At least. I'm looking at you, you creature. Yeah, Dogo, I'm looking at you. So, we need this. We need oats. We need some honey. We need some oil. But first of all, we need a pan. Because I can't make it right on the stove, obviously. Okay. So it's starter pack. Is like a buy to play game. That's okay. Like, obviously, it will deter some players from giving it a shot, especially if there are such expensive like microtransactions in the game. But better this way than some other ways I've seen in the past. There's a couple MMOs coming out this year, or like that are in the pipeline at the moment. And I must admit that I'm very curious and a bit afraid of their monetization modules. Have I heard about Flamecraft, a cardboard game where magical realm in a village dragons are making coffee, cakes and other stuff? Nope, I haven't heard about that, Ansem, and that sounds fun. I'm going to show you something. I'm going to combine getting a pen with getting something else. See this? I'm curious, has anyone ever heard of this game or seen it somewhere? This game is called Cabo, the Elusive Unicorn card game. And we bought that in Denmark. It's supposedly, I think, a French game, like by a French company, made in China, obviously. And it's so simple and so fun. And me and my other half, we can get quite competitive, and this game is, well, now it's the question. It's awesome or horrible for that. It is a very, 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 very potentially competitive game, and it's a ton of fun. It's like a mixture of tactical, like luck, and memory, which is perfect in my opinion. Good. Honey, I'm home. Oats and oil. By the way, I'm almost never adding oil to my ingredients list because it's one of those things like salt or water that I kind of expect people to have at home. So I hope that's okay. If you ever think like you should change, that I should change something, feel free to give me feedback. I am more than willing to listen to those things. So we need some oil. My scale is very small, but I will manage. A bit more. Mwahaha, exactly 25. I'm glad that this crisis is gone. It was really difficult to get like canola or sunflower oil for a while with the stuff in Ukraine going on. Pelixon! Oh, great, almost high noon to you. Yeah, 4 minutes. 4 minutes, then we have high noon. But no gunplay here. I mean, this kind of works as a gun. I don't know if when I was younger I saw some sci-fi like children's shows where people had like guns that looked like this, where like choo 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 choo. It kind of reminds me of that for whatever reason. Good. Where's my beloved silicone spoon? Here it is. This is like the ultimate tool in a kitchen. A lot of people are telling me like, don't do that, no plastic on heat, which obviously under normal circumstances you shouldn't do. But these type of silicone tools, they can be heated, like they can be on hot surfaces. So that's what makes them awesome. Now we need honey. And I'm in the lucky position that we have a lot of different ones, and this one is dandelion, which is delicious. What am I using for it? I think I'm going to get a small spoon. If you see it from the side, it's kind of interesting. Like honey that you get from a normal beekeeper, it will separate. Like it starts crystallizing and the smooth honey goes on top and the harder stuff goes on the bottom. And there's even special types of honey that have only this bottom part, more or less. It's funny to look at. Look at this. Is there something like visual ASMR? I think this counts in that. There's, for example, rapeseed honey, which has only like this crystalline structure. You don't get it in a liquidy form. Ha 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 ha. Exactly, Ferryman. Everything depends on the melting point, but those things are meant to be used in pans and pots and the like. Did you know that honey is one of those things that can't go bad? This is mesmerizing. In theory, we could still use honey like from ancient Roman times or something. So now we reached a point where I'm happy with it. Looks like a thick caramel sauce. Isn't it beautiful? Good. We need honey for the oats, and later we need honey for my fruit salad dressing. It's so yellow. That's the beauty of having like black tools, or like black pans in this situation, because every color is so much stronger. Also one of those little tricks, if you want your food to look cooler, just get yourself some black plates. Does that count also as a life hack? Nah, not really, right? You loaded your revolver. Pelixon, put it away. Not allowed. Not allowed. We are a pacifist stream here. Whoop. Mm-hmm. Sticky as bullshit in existence, but delicious. Has anything changed your point of view on cooking something? I think for me that mostly boils down to every vegetable in existence. Like when I was growing up, I never liked vegetables. And only when I started really cooking for myself did I realize that that's mostly due to the fact that I simply prefer most vegetables roasted. And in my family, most vegetables were cooked. Which is, in my opinion, the clearly inferior version of preparing veggies. Thank you for the offer, Ferrari Man. I'm not sure if Star Citizen is for me. Maybe when it's finally out. So now I'm going to hopefully save you from the evil sounds that come along with my machine. So I'm going to quickly turn off the microphone for a second. And I'm back. The older you get, the more picky you become. Interesting, I had the opposite experience. Like, I've always been not a picky eater, but a very decisive eater. Like, I know exactly what I like and what not. There's always this joke that my strongest sense is my sense of taste, and that is 100% true. 100% true. And Pelixen, I think I think it's quite normal that some people have like these limited taste buds. That sometimes develops, so... Pulled pork. Ooh. Hey, pictures or it didn't happen. We have a lovely cooking channel on our Discord where you can post all those things. I always love seeing what you make. Maybe even like when you make my recipes. Which, Nevika, my recipes you can find on my YouTube channel, for example, with video. These recipes that I'm making in this kind of new lunch stream segment, I'm putting on Discord. And if you're interested in anything, you can also hit me up anytime. I'm very happy to help you out with some recipes or give you some tips and tricks, stuff like that. Also, and with the garlic, it's so fascinating to me how different garlic behaves depending on if you cut it or if you press it. So you say you became more of a picky eater the older you get. How does that like show? Is there something you no longer eat, Kajinka? Exactly, we'll have to wait like 10 years for it to release. I mean, maybe it will release alongside the next Elder Scrolls, like Elder Scrolls 6. Plating can be improved, Pelixen. See, all the more reason to post it, so we can like help improve plating. Of course, nobody is required to share anything. Oh, this smells so good. So we're now basically making what you can buy in a supermarket as like crunchy muesli. Going to reduce the heat a bit. I'm getting better at not beeping your eardrums off. Also, on Monday there will finally be a new video on my YouTube channel. Shocking, I know. But my new adjusted stream plan and some other changes I'm trying to make, they actually allow for that, and it makes me so happy. And if everything works out, there should be a new video every week. Shocking, right? Stay hydrated. Don't forget to drink, especially not in these temperatures. Yeah, see, that happens when I don't pay attention. I think I'm going to reduce the heat some more. Sometimes crazy how strong induction ovens work. Correction, induction stoves. Stovetops. Why is this so not in the middle of my camera? Am I a meat eater or not? So here's the thing. I am definitely a meat eater. Like, I'm not a carnivore. I'm not someone that like eats only meat. I have days on end where I eat vegetarian, sometimes even vegan. I eat what I'm in the mood for eater. With the words of the infamous Bo Burnham, a little bit of everything all of the time. It smells so good. So you could add more honey into this. Honey! And it would become even crunchier and even like clumpier. So you would get like those crunchy balls. But we want more flakes because this is going to go on top of the yogurt mousse. Ow! Not touching the hot pans. Exactly! I was singing Welcome to the Internet. But I want this just toasty and a bit crunchy and a bit sweet, because oats by themselves are quite boring. Raw oats are a bit like raw toast bread. It's just a whole lot of nothing. There's this challenge where people eat raw toast and try to like stuff it into the mouth. And in case you've ever tried that, it's almost impossible. It's like just turning into a big dough ball. Don't ask me how I know that. We've all been young and stupid. Yeah, I'm definitely not young anymore. I mean, I'm now almost 30. It's shocking. Ow! How am I this stupid and keep touching the pan? So remember how I said that we got like a really nice knife set for our wedding? I'm terrified of using that. Those knives are so sharp. I feel like there should be like knife safety courses. Yay. If you're doing something like this, don't expect anything to crunch up in the pan. It will never happen. The idea is to brown it here, to like roast it nicely from all sides, try not to get it black, and then you put it on a plate or a sheet pan or something, piece of baking paper, and let it dry. That's what's making it crunchy. You can also use all kinds of syrup. I sometimes miss my times in New Zealand, because there they had like really cool golden syrup, which is perfect for jobs like this. Must say I'm also a bit afraid in general of when I'm done with this step, because then there's going to be a whole lot of cutting. Like all the vegetables have to be cut. And I managed to cut my finger on a carrot. So also, I'm almost done now, and you shouldn't leave stuff like this in a pan, because the pan is still hot as heck, and it will just continue roasting, and then you will have like burned stuff, which is not what we want. I'm going to let this... Don't blow on oats. It's a very stupid idea. Yep. It's where I want it to be. As I said, You will never know if it's crunchy before you let it cool, which is mean if you think about it. So I'm really getting better at not like blasting your eardrums off. Roasted oats. Oh, it's delicious. This on yogurt, just with milk, mixed with some seeds. Better than any muesli you can buy. Young and stupid till the end of the days. That sounds like an awesome motto, to be honest. I'm now going to get a big plate to put this on. See, we only have dark plates in the whole household. We have black and blue, gray. We also have some white ones, but those are rarely used. And the beautiful thing is, you would never believe that after putting oil and honey into a pan, that afterwards this is pretty much clean, which is very nice. What were you cooking during your student days? Ansem, I must say that I've, like, when I was still like a student, I was cooking more in the simpler variety, like a lot of pasta with various sauces. But that changed pretty fast. Like, I've always preferred meal planning so I can like make less last longer and like spend a bit more money on ingredients that I could use multiple days and stuff like that. So I've never had like the like very, very cliche student foods like ramen on days on end. I was lucky in that regard. That cooking always came pretty easily to me. Although I must say that like with instant ramen and a couple more ingredients, you can make some awesome dishes. So, not dissing instant ramen. Look at it, so pretty. I'm a wizard. Ta-da. Kind of, right? It's magical. There's so many things in cooking that are like, rah! And this can now cool while we're getting to the main event, which is all the fruit that is on the workspace behind me. I think one of my most common foods during like student days was just a shit ton of vegetables with meat, with like a rotisserie chicken shredded into it, and then maybe some pasta, bread, rice, something with it. Like, there's those really awesome and comparatively cheap frozen vegetable mixtures, like sometimes like Mexican or Italian or Spanish focused, and those are the base for so many cool dishes. Also, you can have so much fun with stews of all kinds. Like with Sterak, I learned of sauerkraut stew with like potatoes and paprika sausage, and that turned into one of my favorite dishes. I like to experiment with food and cooking and everything, but at its core, my favorite dishes or my like go-to dishes are very hearty, homey, simple stuff. Like a cottage pie, for example, or a tomato soup. You know what's really good? Is that you can't see this side of my kitchen, because that's where everything goes while I'm cooking. So before I'm going to now start with the cutting of the fruit, I'm going to make the quote-unquote dressing for my fruit salad. This is actually not a tool I use a lot, but if I do, I love it. You can use this for either, look at it, for either hard cheese or also to, what I'm going to use now, to rip off the zests of citrus fruit. Because this shit is sharp as fuck. That's why it has the protective layer. Wolfman, thank you for the follow. And now I have Star Bomb in my head. Wolfman, Frankenstein and Mummy were there. Well, Medusa fed some mice to the snakes in her hair. Who knows that song? Tea time! Never fear, some God is here to destroy evil monsters and all they hold dear. Hello, Wolfman! Finally someone who knows what the fuck they're doing. I think you're totally wrong here, let's be real. But thank you. And welcome. Welcome to the internet. Glad to have you here. So, little thing, if you're getting juice out of any kind of citrus fruit, yes, you could just cut it and get it out, or you take it and you press down and roll it. Makes it so much easier to get the juices out. Gets the juices flowing. You know how to use a peeler, so that's a strong plus. Well, I'm also terribly good at cutting myself, among other things, with peelers, so... But I'm also able to do 2 limes at the same time, so... I must say the number one thing when I'm looking around for other cooking streams, which yes, I also like to watch sometimes, is that I love, this was one of the most important things for me, to have a camera here. Because I sometimes, when I'm watching streams and they only have one camera, which, yes, is like the base setup that you should have, I want to see what you're cooking. I want to see what you're doing. Show me. I know the lime trick. Indeed, indeed. Good. So these have now been thoroughly rolled. Also helps with getting rid of aggression. Limes are so compact that you can't really hurt them. So you can use them as a stress ball before using them in the dish. So here, this little thing comes handy now. Handy dandy. And I'm hopefully not going to lose any more the tops of my fingers. There's also tools that are called in German Zestenreißer, which translates to zest rippers, which are doing exactly that, but they are not shredding it off like this. Oh God, the smell, I wish I could share with you. Instead, they're ripping off long lines. Like when you sometimes see on a dessert, those weird curls of orange peel. That's how you do it. It's a really fun device. You should look it up if you have no idea what I'm talking about. But it's so situational that I just haven't found enough reason yet to get one for myself. I'm terrified of touching this thing. This is, I don't know how they get it so sharp, but it's one of the sharpest devices in my kitchen. Which makes it fun to use. Also terrifying. Terry, hello. How are you? But if you looked at other cooking streamers for hours, Wolfman, so what's my competition doing? What is the current... Do we have a cooking meta on Twitch? Is there something everyone is making? That would be kind of fun. Terry, I'm great. Thank you for asking. I mean, how could I not be? I'm making fun food. I'm having people to hang out with. I haven't cut myself yet today. So that's an ultimate win, right? Also, sorry for that sound. This looks like it like it has some weird illness. Well, that's a nice compliment if there is no competition. Going to find my ultimate niche here. I mean, I haven't yet figured out like what's the most. I think I should like really do some market research. Like when's the most active time in the cooking sphere on Twitch? It's probably in the evening, like people cooking dinner. So I think that is enough in terms of zest. Maybe I'll later add some orange to this. Would look nice at least, right? Green and orange together. Not quite complementary colors, but almost. Do, 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 do. I'm sorry for any scares. No jump scares were intended. I need to stay away from the ball a bit. Oh, you're from the US, Wolfman. That's cool. The hot pot is getting more and more international. Yeah, I can totally imagine that being a German thing, to be honest. Because us Germans like to have very specific tools. We also have an Eierschalen-Sollbruchstellenverursacher, which is a tool that you use to cut an egg at, like to create, oh god, how to say that? To create a line on an egg where you can perfectly cut off the head. It's weird. Oh god, Terry, thank you for the subscription. 3 months. Thank you so much. Thank you for the support. It means a lot. Little happy dance for the sub. Just thinking if I should get the plastic cutting board. Nah, I'm going to wash them anyway later. So we're going with the normal cutting board. Well, an egg has 2 sides, Wolfman. Wait, I have some here. Quick lesson on egg heads, I guess. Egg, come here. So, see? This is an egg. Shocking, I know. And if you look at it, there's always one like pointier side and the other one is more flat. The flat side is the bottom. This is what's called like the head. At least we call it that. And Eierschalen-Sollbruchstellenverursacher is like a little hat that you put on top. And this little hat has a stick. And on that stick is a metal ball. And you let the metal ball drop, boink, and it hits the metal cap down here. And due to the, like, I'm not going to even try explaining the physics, but at the edge of that metal cap, there is going to be like a tear on this eggshell, and then you can perfectly cut off the head. You actually have one of those, Wolfman. Well, that is kind of cool. That is kind of cool. Hello, Bakes. Hi. You've seen those eggshells without the top used as shot glasses. Seriously? I'm not sure if I'm proud of my nation or not. Hey, Mr. Mattes. No, you're not late. We're in the fruit salad segment of today's stream. Crit Mystify. I'm sorry, but it definitely is a real word. Yeah, something like that. Like finding structural weakness like along the cap and like, I can like attack here, and then you get the tear. It's a very, let's be real, it's a very German thing, I would say. Look at that. That's the thing. If you roll them before like pressing out the juice, they are much more juicy because you destroy the little cells. I could now get out my juicer, but I'm honestly not in the mood for that, so I'm just going to use my fingers. I'm going to use the rest for like, I don't know, kaipi later or something like that. You like limes, Terry? That's good. I like them too. Now we're just going to go in with the fingers and ha ha ha. I guess that also counts as ASMR, right? German is so wonderfully descriptive. Is that a tiny melon? I mean, why not? Could be. Deutsch ist eine seltsame Sprache, indeed. It's not brutal. Seltsam, I agree. Like, weird. But it can actually, like, it's sometimes so fascinating to me, like, with the globalization, I would say. Like, I think actually I will leave it at 1 lime. This is a lot of juice. Like, of course, there's like stuff like Rammstein, where they are trying to purposefully, like, talk brutally. But German was for the longest time the language of the thinkers and the poets. And you can, like, actually, like, it can sound so pretty. I have a citrus press, but honestly, I just enjoy this. Also, I don't want to wash it. How is the thing called where you were able to, like, limeware? Oh god, it's sour. Yeah, I think I'll keep it at 1 lime for the juice, and I'll use that for like some caipirinha later or something. So there's that. Also, careful, if you're working with limes, please take care that you don't have any cuts on your fingers, because that's going to hurt like hell. Not good. Also, German is a lot of fun for like tongue breakers, for like those rhymes that are difficult to say. There's, for example, es sitzen 7 Seehundsippen auf den 7 Seehundsklippen, die sich in die Rippen stippen, bis sie von den Klippen kippen. And now say that 3 times very, very fast. You learned German for 8 years at school and you probably haven't had the best teachers. That is so understandable, Navika. I had a similar thing with like French. English I don't think I would say I learned in school. I had a wonderful teacher in my godmother that spoke sometimes more English than German. And I should wash my hands because this is actually starting to burn. And I watched a lot of English shows. I played games. I read stuff in English. I was in New Zealand for a while. Like, I think my school English had the smallest part in me actually learning how to speak English. 7 languages. Okay, shoot, which ones? I'm interested, Wolfman. And so you can speak fluent German? That is impressive. I speak 3 languages. 4. Like, I speak German, English, and French and Spanish a bit. And a tiny bit of Czech, because that one is evil. You can't say that one time, very, very slowly. We're going to once in the future, like as like a, I don't know, for like that many followers or something, or just having fun. Maybe on April 1st, we can make a tongue breaker stream. Just this nonsense. That could be interesting, I would say. You're an airplane, Ferrari man. Good to know. Well, Terry, don't ever say sorry for that. Everyone has a busy life, and I'm so happy for you to come by and subscribe and just like be here for a bit. That's so nice. and hopefully see you soon. Tomorrow, starting at 11, we're going to have a Saturday play day. Saturday play day. Something like that. We're going to play Cult of the Lamp, in case you're interested in that. Yeah, can pick only a little bit of Czech, because that language is evil. Bye-bye, Terry. Have a nice day. German, Dutch, Spanish, French, Italian, Russian, and Japanese. Woo! That's a mixture. Impressive. I'm having the worst time with Czech because my brain doesn't like the Slavic languages. It just doesn't like save those words. True, like very few people that learned English or that can speak it quite well have learned that in school. That is very, very true, Mr. Mattes. Now we're going to add honey. Honey. Mluvím trochu česky, exactly. Something like that. So you even speak a bit of Czech. Man of many talents, huh? Hey, no Czech in chat. Well, I actually understand that, so I guess it's okay. I'm getting better. I'm really understanding a lot by now, but conjugating and just speaking it are very different. Very, very different things. Did you know, wait, there's this German company, it's called Koch Media. And they, for example, have Deep Silver under them. It's a publishing company for games. And they just now recently changed their name from Koch Media to Plaion. And that's interesting to me. Like this big company that had this name for forever, they now decided to change it because it's like, yeah, our international friends can't really say our name. So now they have a more English sounding one. It's kind of cool. Mr. Mattes, that comment was evil, the Automod said, because you wrote, I always hated German. You are hereby allowed to say that. There's so much different German music though. Did you hate Rammstein? Like saying I hate German music is like saying I hate music. There's so much different stuff. And no, Kempik. He's a lot of things, and he's good at a lot of things, but not at teaching Czech. Czech and Afrikaans. You want to be better than Tom Hiddleston in terms of languages. Crazy. Or you could just be Loki. Like imagine you could be Loki, because in their canon they have the All-Speak, which is like a universal translator ability, spell, something like it, where they can hear and speak every language, or hear and understand and speak every language in existence. Isn't that cool? While I enjoy learning languages and it's fun and everything, just being able to speak everything by that would be cool as hell. My Sinka is back. Hello. Radek does teach me Czech, but he is not the most patient teacher. Hello. This is literally lime juice and honey.
Yum, yum, yum.
Yum, yum.
Can I try?
What did you expect?
Yum, yum, yum.
I mean, sure. I, for example, really love the German language in medieval stuff, in medieval music, and also if I'm reading. If I'm reading fantasy books in any way, shape, or form that are like set in a medievalish scenario, the German names just sound best. I don't know why. I like reading in English, and for example, sci-fi, I actually prefer English. But with medieval fantasy or medieval stuff in general, English just doesn't sound as fitting to me. I'm specific like that. That's like me saying I only like to listen to specific music or watch specific series in specific seasons of the year. For example, the show The Alienist with Daniel Brühl. It's like set in moody, foggy, misty London. And I was like, I refuse to watch this in the middle of summer. I want to wait till autumn. So... It looks a bit like a broth. Like it looks a bit like something that I would now mix with, I don't know, grünkern. But it's sweet, I promise. Radek is learning a lot of German just from the fact that we're currently living in Germany, but he's mostly also learning it through surroundings and through apps, which I'm also using, so. And now the real fun starts. Yeah. German rap music. Oh. I don't like that either. I have one Austrian rapper that I really like to listen to because he does really, really cool, like he tells really cool stories in his songs. But I completely understand how that could be a bit off-putting. And yeah, Wolfman, totally. Like a lot of classic music, a lot of classic literature is German. So that's always interesting. Like the association with German being so rough and like brutal or not that nice to listen to. But in the end, a lot of stuff started with that language. I like it. I like talking English. I mean, I'm literally doing my streams in English. But I also don't hate my mother tongue. Hey, my Sinka! Twinsies! That's great to hear that I'm not the only weirdo that does that. I really just... Okay, how do we start? Let's start with the plums. Let's hope they're all nice. I'm not inhabited. Let's do these. So. By the way, just in case you're wondering, because I've had a lot of people throughout my life wonder what the hell this is. This is not dangerous. This is not bad. This is not a sign that stuff is not biological or whatever. This is just like a natural protection by the fruit against sun, for example. So if you want to have like the nice shiny plums, you can just like rub it off and it looks like this. But this is how it looks when you get it from the tree. Du Hobby Ponik just resubscribed 13 months. Can you finally share your resub? Hello, how are you? How are you? Wait, what are you making? Wolfman, I am making yogurt mousse, which is already in the fridge setting. And the stuff I just made with the limes and the honey is the dressing for the fruit salad. Ta-da! But yeah, I understand how it can potentially come across as weird. But I like it. It's always like, it's a bit like, again, with the food science. This is the normal state, and then you do this. Ta-da! Yeah, I'm going to use this bowl. I think this bowl is going to be way too big for what I'm doing, but all the other ones are either in use or in the dishwasher. And better too big a bowl than too small a bowl. You're eating lunch. What are you having? I'm going to be nosy because I'm curious as heck. Ta-da. So all the fruit goes in here, then the dressing goes on top, and then we eat everything together. Well, I wish I could share it with you. Sadly not. By the way, while I'm not yet there, I'm curious. Who here likes kiwi? And how are you peeling it? Yeah. See, this is the annoying part sometimes with plums, or in general with every fruit that has a pit. Sometimes they get torn when the integrity is not that big at the beginning of its growth, when it doesn't get the right nutrients, and you have to like take it out. But at the same time, this is kind of interesting. We're going to do a lesson now. Does it go? Autofocus? Yay! Oh, I love it when it works. This is like another biological bio lesson. Do you see these little blobs in there? Isn't that cool? That is the same stuff that comes out of a tree, like a tree sap, like amber. Look, it's like a little pearl. Hey, people love kiwi. That's good to know. Normally, I would completely understand and agree with the just take a spoon. However, I'm putting it into my salad, so spoon is not 100% compatible. You could eat it, yeah. It's would probably taste a bit like woody and a bit. Yeah, not like fruit, obviously, but it's totally edible. It's interesting when those pits are so light. See, you can even like, there are holes at the side. You haven't eaten it in a while. And yes, you can eat it whole. I've actually, okay, spoiler alert. I have a video on my YouTube channel with a recipe inspired by, evil finger, by a biomutant. I wanted to do something that is as weird as the game. So I made a cucumber kiwi salad with crunchy feta cubes. And I also didn't peel. I didn't peel my my kiwi for that. But yeah, that is a very decisive topic. Like, some people are okay with it, and some people are like, never. You need to take off the fur, or you at least shouldn't eat it. See, this one is better. This one is fully developed, so you can just take it out. It sounds scary. Yeah. Like, the skin is edible. But not everyone likes it. That's simply... Next question. Apples. With or without peel? I'm not going to do that with a knife. I don't trust myself. I'm going to rather do this with fingers. It's much safer. I mean, you can even eat banana peel. It's another very decisive, thing. Linja, thank you for the follow. Hello. This one is a bit hurt. I'm going to cut that out. What a monster. No offense. Apple skin tastes good. Yeah, but also not everyone would agree with that. Hello, Linja. How are you this fine Friday early noon? Just Friday noon? Yeah. Ooh, that's a very healthy way to eat apples. But if you like to slice it into thin rings, I'm going to have a treat for you, because I have a tool for the apples cutting later. So, curious what you guys are going to think about that later. Apples are like melons with peel. What? Holobix, you eat melons with peel? I mean, I'm not a melon eater to begin with, but I've never heard that. Interesting. Like, what kind of melon? All of them? Watermelon only? This is going to be a very, very, very rainbowy salad, and I like it. An episode of The Simpsons where Homer dipped his grapefruit in sugar, licked it, and threw it away. I mean, that is very true. If you grill the peel, as I said, you can do that with banana too. There is recipes where you can make banana in a like pulled pork kind of way. And it actually looks pretty damn good. I have never tried it, but maybe I should change that. And grilled watermelon is actually delicious. Like grilled watermelon or pineapple with a bit of salt on top is like mwah, chef's kiss. So, first ingredient. Plums. Next, banana, which now I would ruin this whole salad for my little sister because she hates banana, like with a passion. To her, banana is probably the most disgusting thing in existence. And I was surprised to like realize how many people agree with her. Like, crazy. This is for the cook. This is the text. I think I'm going to half it. I always like having small pieces of stuff because then when you take a spoon, you have a nicer mixture. A weird irony aftertaste. Iron. Interesting. I've never had that comparison. To me, banana has sometimes like this annoying aftertaste or this annoying effect that it like makes the teeth feel like they're covered in fuzz.
Yeah, that like freaking sucks.
The comment from the off. Yes, it does. But thankfully, that completely goes away if you mix it with something. There's nothing like the citrus takes that away, that effect. Pardubitsky Pernica. I like saying your name a lot. Hello, how are you? And you're allergic to bananas? Oh, poor Wolfman. That sucks. I mean, who am I to talk? I'm allergic to cherries. That also sucks. Oh, the irony.
Banana. Give me banana.
You want a piece? Wait. Chill. Chill. No stress.
Fine. I am completely silent, patiently waiting for a piece of banana, and you're like, chill, no stressing!
You are doing this!
I was like, give!
Yep, I also love cherries, but sadly I can't eat them. I still sometimes do. Do you want more banana? It's not visible if your hand is down there. Yeah. Cherries are wonderful. Especially fresh from the tree. Are you feeding the dog or the husband? The husband, actually. The dog doesn't like fruit. Sadly. The answer is yes, exactly. I'm feeding both of them. Ah, banana is always so slimy. Ta-da! Second layer. This is like a layer salad. Quickly going to wash the hands. So, kiwi. Kiwi! Which is actually the name for the inhabitants of New Zealand. You passed the architect's licensing! Woohoo! Congratulations! Good job, Pardubitsky Pernica. See, yours is one of those names. It's like, should I say the whole thing always, or does that get annoying? Plot twist, they're the same thing. Well, you're called Wolfman, so I guess if I would have a husband called Dogman, then kind of could be the same thing. Come here. Come here. You don't want to. I don't have food. I know. Kubo doesn't trust me anymore. Ooh. Cherries are not your thing. Oh, how dare you. Kiwis are so slimy. But yeah, I'm also not eating them with the peel. Not in this salad. My grandpa does that. I mean, there's also different varieties of kiwis. There are some that have skin that is so thin that you might as well eat it with them. Never had a kiwi. I need to change that. Trying different. No, how is it like? Trying new things. It adds to the spice of life. It's a funny consistency. It's a bit like a. Like I think the closest in terms of feel is zucchini. Okay, so like cherries exist. I don't need them, but they exist and they're kind of nice. Look at that. Ha ha ha. Yeah, it's a bit like zucchini. It's also like equally as slimy, like a squash. Ooh, you're a peach person, Mr. Mattis. Well, there are. I don't know who's aware. My family has an orchard, and our main items are apples, but also peaches, plums, nectarines, apricots, pears. So I grew up with a lot of yummy stuff. Funny thing is though, that I'm not really a fan of the flavor of peaches, nectarines, or apricots. I don't know why. Zucchini! Yeah, something like that. It's so slippery. I'm going extra slow today with the cutting. It's like, ugh, I don't want to cut myself again. Where are you from, Wolfman, if I may ask? That you have never seen fresh zucchini. Fresh kiwi. I'm oftentimes a bit envious of like the Florida, California kind of regions where they have like fresh avocado or oranges. Oh. Oh, Florida. I mean, there are different things all over the world, right? I would, for example, really love to have fresh oranges all year round or some stuff like that. But I can't have them. Yeah, peaches are great for baking. Peaches are also one of the times everything is slippery. One of the ways that I actually like them is in combination with meat. They have in general, like also kiwi, for example, works wonders for the tenderness of meat. There's some awesome dishes of like peaches combined with pork loin, for example. Canned fruits also has their right to exist. For example, I was very close to just taking the canned clementine slices because I grew up with them being part of every fruit salad. But no, I decided if I'm doing this live on stream, I'm going to try my best at filleting oranges, which can only go so wrong. Hey, Boom Shake! Cooking without Boom Shake again. Yes, I know. I feel bad without my resident cook on board. How is your job like in terms of when you have free time? I guess you don't have some during my cooking hours, during my lunch hours. But hey, at least like you have a lot of stuff to watch. I can add a hello Boom Shake to every stream, even if you're not there. How are you doing, by the way? Ta-da! Now there's kiwi in there. Nope, it's not a culinary abomination. Fruit, I mean the cheese, you might like depends on the cheese. Goat cheese or feta, I could imagine, Roquefort or like Gorgonzola, maybe not so much, but the combination of fruit and meat can be delicious as hell. I'm going to quickly wash this because everything is sticky. So, how about I'm going to make the apples next. Ferrari man, you there? Can you make me a poll if we should peel or not peel the apples? That would be fun. So here's a fun little tool. It looks like a fire brigade car or something. Just a short one, just if somebody wants to help determine the question for Raymond. This is a tool that I don't know even how we found it, but it's very much used in this family, mostly when we're making apple pies, because it increases the speed in which you can work by tenfold. This little machine, it's not a coconut shredder. This is an apple spiralizer, 10 Benny. It's fascinating, isn't it? Like, I'm going to show you here. So you have this machine, and you take this and put it here. Should I cover the advertisement with other advertisement? The first time in your life. Yeah, it is not the most like common device, I would say. This thing makes apple spirals basically. And I'm asking about if I should peel the apples or no, because you can put this here in there, and this way it's not getting peeled. If you have it here, it is getting peeled. The rest is the same. Yeah. So apples. apples. With that ring thing. Oh, yeah. I mean, true, it's a bit similar. Looks like you could peel the heart of a person right out of their chest. A torture machine. I mean, not wholly wrong. So, the apple goes on here. Which one is the most? Yeah, let's start with this one. Apples I'm using is a type, I think. I'm not sure I've ever seen anywhere apart from on our orchard. It's the type is called Tsari, and it is crunchy, really hard, which I personally love. Sweet, sour, and at this time of the year, my absolute favorite. There's like so my family's orchard has by now around 40 types of apples, I think, 40 different types, and like throughout the year it goes for me. I wonder how many names you will know what I'm going to say now. It starts with Tsari, then comes Nino, then Gerlinde, then Elster, then Topaz, and that's pretty much the end of it. That's my type of apple. So you put that in here. So you're basically you can take the heart of an apple out. It's working the best if you have apples that are kind of even, like that are not completely wonky, but it is a nature product. And the ones that are very much not wonky are kind of scary to me because they feel so unnatural. So this one is obviously not the same size all around, but it works. Not sure how it would work for you would have to get a person in here if you would want to get their heart out. That doesn't work. Maybe a baby, but that's terrifying in and of itself. And no, we're not. Let's just stop talking about those possibilities. So yeah, very, very unique thing. A very unique little device. Where I need to ask my father where they found it, how they found it. I think like the oldest version is a patent from like the beginning of the 1900s or something like that. So it's intriguing, and I'm now going to just wait for the poll to run down. You want to run away from me, Mr. Mattes. Why is that? I'm only talking about decoring babies. That sounds so terrifying. Oh, I stopped the music. There it is again. While I'm waiting for that to run down, let's put this away. No, baby decorers shouldn't exist. Hopefully. You know what else I was surprised does still exist? Beyond Good and Evil 2. I just recently saw on news that it's still in development, which kind of shocked me because I honestly didn't expect that. Okay, not peeling the apple. Then I'm only going to show you on a little bit of it how it looks. There is it. Younger me would be so proud of it. Okay, so let's leave it on for the first one so I can show you. You just have a spiral here that you can't see at the moment, and you just go through it like this. And I'm not, for now going to show you how it looks if the peel goes off. Just for a bit. Now the knife hits the peel. Ta-da! May I present to you ta-da! You could have now an apple spiral. It's like a surefire way to make children eat those. Seriously. It's like, can I have it spiralized? For how much can I buy that? I need that. I think we sell it for like 15 euros. You should be able to find that on Amazon or something. Doink, doink, doink. You can also, by the way, do that with potatoes, in case you like those spirally potatoes. Mysinka, have fun at work. Thank you for stopping by and see you soon. Don't forget, tomorrow is also stream time. I would love to see you. Incognito. Hello, hello, how are you? And then you pull this off. I'm terrified of my finger. Wait. No, this one works this way. You pull this off, and you have the core of the apple, and you have the decored apple. And the fun thing is, I now can just simply like bunk, 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 and I have perfect small pieces of apple. Or if you make an apple cake, you can just cut it in half, and you have like really nice slices. As I said, Mr. Mattes, I'm very sure you'll also find it on Amazon or AliExpress or whatever. So this is a peeled version. For the next one, we're taking it off. And now you can just press this and you can move this one backwards. It's very pointy. It's very, very pointy. Bye-bye, Masinka. So for this one, you can now take this and put it here. Let's see if it works or if the apple is too big. And now it should get peeled. That's a bit, the apple is a bit too big not to get peeled at all. Dun, 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 dun. Good. Come here. Smaller apples work better. Also, this shit is juicy. Ta-da! Again. This is not a very, as I said, it's crunchy. It's not a very elastic apple. Yum. Small is better, indeed. Definitely when it comes to apples. It's easier to eat. Yes, you can't. Okay. You can't really, because this is one apparatus, Mr. Mattis. Like the knife and the decoring is like one thing that happens. Can't really like decide to have only one of them. But there's also there's a fun little tool that goes back to ancient times. I think like my grandma had like those classical apple, lots of juice. Apple, how do you call those? Like the ones where you press down and you have like 6 slices falling apart. Ta-da! Kind of fun. So that is this tool. And if you're making a lot of apple cakes, or like, as I said, you can also use it for potatoes, this is actually really useful. Under normal circumstances, you really don't need that. You can take away every single piece, Wolfman, but you can also just hold it underwater. Like, it's metal and wood. The wood is even like glazed, so nothing happens. Bum, bum, bum. And the knife can be removed. Just if you remove the knife, you also remove the decoring. So we had the second to last item. Finale! So this is obviously not a necessary step, the spiralizer thing. You can also just like cut it into pieces by hand. But it does like save your fingers, potentially. At least if you're as clumsy as I am sometimes. Apple goes into the salad as well. Oh, by the way, we can do another lesson. Do you see this? Here? This is not like, oh, this apple is bad or something. This is actually deposits of sugar, of fruit sugar. Especially the early types of apple, and the ones that have a lot of sweetness. They sometimes have those little blobs of sugar deposits in them. Yeah, of course I could. There's a lot of options, but this is more fun. That's the thing. And if I do this, then I have a lot of pieces already done without a lot of work. This is mostly like useful if you really have to peel and cut a lot of apples, not if you have 3. Like when I'm making a full sheet pan of yeast dough with apples on top, I'm usually using like 1 to 2 kilos, and that takes a while if you don't have a like machine like this or something similar. You're gonna put me on the laptop. What are you having for lunch, Mr. Mattis? I'm curious. Yum. Plus, as I said, like it is a lot of fun to eat the apple like this. Because you can just like take away the individual slabs. Boop. It's a good thing I started with the less juicy things. And now I'm slowly making my way to the worse ones. You're making gnocchis with spinach. Yum. I think I still have some pumpkin gnocchi in my freezer. I should make them with something. a lot of spinach is always relative. Like, spinach looks like there is like 5 tons, and then you make it and you have like half a bowl left. And the last bit goes to the person that is so nicely waiting for food to be done. So, apple is in. By the way, like I'm making a shit ton of fruit salad. You could obviously reduce this amount or make different types of it. Like, I don't like grapes all that much, or apricots or peaches. You could only use those. You can use blueberries, you can use whatever. Speaking of, before I do the oranges, berries. For example, you could also just dump them in there like this. However, I like to have the blueberries. You're hereby allowed to use melon, Tenbenny. I give you my permission. I can do this so you can at least see what the hell is going on. Wait, here's better. So, raspberries and some blackberries. If I would have waited a bit longer, I could have used some of my beloved boysenberries. But those are not yet done, sadly. So, these ones it is. Berries not only add like some fun color, but they're also very healthy. They're actually one of the most low sugar fruits in existence. Boysenberries. Medagi, hello. Boysenberries are not poisonous, actually. Boysenberries is a mixture of these two berries. Some crazy gardener decided to, no, I don't like these and I don't like these alone, I want to combine them. And that's what he did. And therefore, boysenberries were born. It's delicious. It's like a softer blackberry, because as you look here, like these have those almost like this metallic shimmer to them. They are much more firm. And then you have raspberries, which are much softer and have like this more like almost velvety feel to them. Exactly, a blackberry raspberry crossbreed. Indeed. If you can try them, you should. They are my favorite. Me and the boys and berries. Yep. Official merchandise for the boys on Amazon Prime. So many people like melons, and here I am like, it's not my thing. But that's totally fine. I always say, like, there's so many ingredients under the sun, so many things that are available at so many places in the world. Like, I wouldn't have been able to have banana like a couple thousand years ago, not living in Germany. So we can be a bit picky. This looks like something died. But no! Ta-da! It's so pretty, isn't it? And now, the thing I've kind of been dreading, not because I don't like doing this, but more because I don't have the best record with not cutting myself. I mean, I have a good knife at least, so there's that. Right. I'm going to do one thing.